Eskom Board Chairperson Jabu Mabuza has told the Zondo Commission that former acting Chief Executive Matshela Koko leaked confidential documents to third-party companies seeking business deals with Eskom. Mabuza has continued with his testimony at the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture. eNCA's Erin Bates has been following that inquiry and joins us live with more updates. So, Erin, it's this email address, Businessman Info Portal 1, that's at the heart of these issues that are coming forward, among many other issues. So talk to us about what the allegations made today by Jabu Mabuza are around Matshela Koko first, then we can talk about the other individuals.
So what Mabuza has done is give us the 4 charges which Eskom has forwarded against Matshela Koko. Their allegations of his wrongdoing on their evidence and investigations while he was at Eskom. And one of them relates to the leaking, allegedly, of confidential strategic information from within Eskom to people outside the company. And in at least 2 cases, those persons who allegedly received this information are closely associated with the Gupta family, one being Eric Wood of Trillion, the other being Salim Essa. And this is what Mabuza had to say on that email account you've just mentioned.
On page 446,
the previous page.
Yep.
Yes.
We see an email from Matshela Koko from his email address.
Yes. At Eskom,
on the 3rd of January at 14:30.
2016.
Yep. He's sending this email to the reception at grandastonbali.com.
Yes.
This would appear it's a hotel in Bali. And the subject is visa for travel. And he sends attachments. Travel Matshela Moses Koko, 1, Musima Elizabeth Koko, and Piha Koko. These are attachments to this email.
Yes.
This is sent from his Samsung device. That same day, Chair, on the 3rd of January, at 7:58,
yes,
an email sent from businessman infoportal1 at zoho.com is addressed to Matshela Koko 2010 at yahoo.com, his private email,
yes,
with the topic 1 visa for travel.
Yes.
And it has forwarded the 3 times Koko family visa.
Yes.
So, Chair, Samira sends an email to Salim, to his Gmail address.
Yes.
This visa finally lands in Koko from businessman info portal. So the conclusion we have drawn is Salim Issa, who received the email from Samira, is the same Salim Issa who used businessman info portal 1 at zoho.com to send it to Matshela Koko.
Jabu Mabuza testifying a bit earlier on, concluding his testimony. Erin, let me throw everything at you. Firstly, confirm for me, this is what he's quoting here. This information he's sharing is from the Gupta Leaks emails, which I think is significant if it is, because, you know, it would talk to the authenticity and perhaps the acceptability of those emails as evidence, but also mention how Suzanne Daniels then comes into all of this, including, of course, this allegation that certain documents were actually being prepared by outsiders only for them to be sent to people like Matshela Koko and Suzanne Daniels to just put on Eskom letterhead.
Yes, just to deal with your first question on the Gupta leaks. So what's so critical is that because some of this information came out into the public domain, the actual portal account, which has been linked to Jabu Mabuza, was then closed down. So the only record we have of a lot of these emails is through the Gupta leaks. And of course, the Guptas have long discredited the veracity of the Gupta leaks, but the inquiry's legal team has been at pains to try and verify that these are in fact legitimate and stem from a server linked to the Gupta's business interests. Then onto the issue of Suzanne Daniels, just very quickly. Mabuza has implicated her in his testimony, and we have had for the first time some significant details on Daniels' involvement and active participation in leaking confidential Eskom information to the likes of Salim Essa. So in one case, Dr. Ben Ngubane was busy working with the Eskom board to draft a statement, this in anticipation of a carte blanche expose implicating Koko in wrongdoing at the power utility, and they then worked on what their plan was going to be in terms of communication strategy. Daniels then, on the evidence from Mabuza, allegedly sends this off to Salim Essa. He provides his input, insists on inserting a particular phrase around 4 major coal supplies versus the around about 5% of coal supplies from Tegeta, then says if they put that into the official Eskom statement, he's happy with it and it can go out. So in broad strokes, what Mabuza has said, that people outside Eskom, people without the authority and proper sort of positions within Eskom, were calling the shots and deciding what would happen and putting words into the mouths of the likes of Dr. Ngubane.
So in a way, really taking us to the belly of the beast in as far as Eskom is concerned. And of course, at the end, they're giving a list of people that he says would be helpful to the inquiry. But we are out of time. Erin Bates, thank you so much for keeping track on that story for us.